Welcome everyone to The Miracle Is You on SoulEnergyNetwork.com. I am so excited to be here as your host, Ashley Lee, calling in today. The miracles are us, right? That's an old slogan of the world, right? We grew up in the 70s. And I'm here representing the opportunity on this soulcast, I call it, not a podcast, the soulcast, is the miracle is you. And it's you, it's me, it's Gabriel, my guest. It's everyone here that's attending in this environment, in this space, to share and to acknowledge the miracles in each of us, in me, in you, and we. And I'm here with my colleague, my friend, my cohort, my collaborator, and what other co-word? A committed, collaborative co-creator, Gabriel Nohra. Gabriel, I'm so grateful you're here, and thank you for coming online with me to share how the miracle is you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Ashley. Thank you so much. I love your background. You look great.
Thank you. You too. You too. And we're going to share a little bit deeper today about our co-collaboration and our co-creation in Sedona later this month, May 31st through June 3rd, 2024, for our Sedona Zen Retreat. And it's called our Sedona Zen Holistic Retreat, where we are bringing in the whole you, the whole we, and the whole us to really co-create and collaborate our world within us, within each other, and within everyone, the opportunity to experience bliss, Zen, and feeling whole, complete, loving, and caring the way we naturally came to our humanness. And I'm so grateful you're here. And really, in this soulcast, we so focus on this platform about how the miracle is you. And I just want to ask, Gabriel, when you were young, when did you know you were the miracle? And how did you express that to the world?
You know, you're tapping into something very deep here.
That's me.
Smart lady. I don't know if the people who are watching know that I'm a civil war survivor born in Beirut, Lebanon. And this is the beginning of my life. Okay, I'm not repeating this to ask for any pity or anything at all. I just went through it, digested, fixed it, I would say, and music was part of it. But the thing is important sometimes to share with people who would talk about trauma, say like, hey, can I share my trauma? And then when people say, oh, okay, yeah, I lost my cat, but it's not the trauma. Maybe I can go through it. And, you know, I'm just sharing that, you know, when you discover that people can die, that people can be killed, it's a miracle to survive. It's a miracle to survive when we are in the middle of a civil war in Beirut, Lebanon, where all the neighbors has guns and they are shooting each other because of political, religious dogmatism, any form of mind programming. And it's not a hazard that years later I went to London and I studied the hypnosis, the hypnotherapy with Dr. Richard Bandler and Paul McKenna and other teachers, and also French doctors like Dr. Philippe Mascret and other doctors in France, because it was, helping myself. So I would say, for people who are like super devoted, I would say like save your soul first. Save your soul first, and then you're going to help other people, So I think it's a miracle to survive to a civil war. I think it's a new chance that, God or the universe or the multiverse, or call it whatever you like, the flame, the divine consciousness is giving us. And it's okay if we do errors. We keep going, we are learning, and and this is a miracle for me, So I have other friends who are still in this vibration of war in the Middle East, and I'm always connecting with them and always, trying to keep a link to bring them into peace instead of being in this anger and, sometimes guilt, emotion, or yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is amazing. So you knew you were the miracle when you lived beyond the war you had been born into.
Mm.
Is that
Uh,
is that what you're sharing?
yes, and the thing is, sometimes people around you wouldn't see that there is maybe another solution or there's another life on planet Earth. Like, again, if you are not happy where you are, maybe your environment is kind of affecting your life. And sometimes people around us, people we are with, and it's not easy, but it's doable. Sometimes we can help other people to go through this transformation, and which is maybe it's our mission in a way. Because whenever I connect with someone, this person is kind of reflecting like a mirror what I don't like in myself, and we are all learning. Um, so I would say, life is a miracle. And I love that you mentioned the miracle is you, because life is a miracle. And every soul on that planet Earth, wherever they are a miracle.
They are a
Absolutely.
miracle. We are a miracle, and I'm focused with this platform about how that miracle of life gets cultivated and created, and then gets gestated and birthed. And through that birthing process, we start to live this, what we imagine or what we've created in society is this individuated life. And because we cut the cord and we're not part of mom anymore, and we're not one being with
Mm,
with an umbilical cord connected to each other,
mm,
we are these individuated beings. And then when we become individuated, we form this identity, or we form this name, this being, a
mm,
boy, a girl, a Gabriel, a Ashley, and all of that. And then we start to develop these archetypes of how we want to express our beingness. And
mm,
the archetype could be a hypnotist, a
mm,
guitarist, a nurse, an energy healer, whatever it is, right?
mm,
We create these archetypes that describe the delivery of our message, that
mm,
describe the delivery of our giftedness, that
mm,
describe or illustrate or give experience to
mm,
what we naturally came in to be. And through that state of being, we can do and have and share and exchange and experience with one another. And
mm,
so when you came out of that, let's say, very negative environment, that worn, torn environment, and you came out of that and you started to really blossom and mature in the giftedness that you are innately, outside of the war that had kind of compressed you or constrained or conflicted your external environment, from your internal environment, what came forward to know of your giftedness, your miracles within you that you came to share? How did that
Uh,
evolve?
so, yes, the thing is a lot of, okay, let's put it like that. A lot of leaders, in the history, they create wars to win. What I discovered is it takes you years to connect with peace. And this connection with tranquility and peace has no value. It's so valuable. It's it's um it's very expensive, I would say.
Priceless?
Priceless. Thank you for helping me. uh,
We're all here together.
and the thing is, when we start like, actually, the 8,000 people that I saw in my healing center in France, I just connect them to peace, actually. All what I did is I connect them to peace. And now I can say that. Back in time, I was like, no, I'm helping them to stop smoking. I'm helping them to, sleep better, to etc. etc. But actually, they connect with me to connect with peace. This is what they wanted to. Once you connect to peace, which is the source of love, or the divine consciousness, or I don't know, the creator of all what is, you name it the way you want. The source of love is peace. people are drinking because they want peace. People are smoking weed because they think that they're gonna connect with peace. People gamble or they have addictions or whatever it is because actually they are looking for peace. And when you connect to peace, that's it. You did the job. For
That's a
me,
beautiful epiphany to experience. And when did you experience that? Well, how old were you, and what did that look like for you to start to evolve?
oh, I'm still working on it.
I'm still working on it. That's awesome. I know I am. I think it's an
and I will
ongoing journey.
and I will keep working on it. But at least I saw the light and I'm like, ooh, okay. And if you want me to push a little bit, my sharing with you guys today, at the age of 8, Beirut was bombarded. I was in my bedroom crying, afraid, shaking. I couldn't even go to the bathroom because I was like so afraid. At that moment, I was so sleepy and so tired of this fear. When you are a kid, 8 years old, and you hear all those rockets and bombs, you end up by knowing the name of the rockets and the bombs. And what is interesting was my connection with dogs at that moment, because dogs in the street would do, "Ow!" And then the dogs would do, "Ow!" because they feel the danger that something is coming to kill you or to die. So the dogs will give each other signal, and then you would hear like, poof. And so the hope in my heart and the hope in my mind was to hear another sound and you will understand now why I work with sound and I heal people with sound. And I think this is the first time I'm sharing it on an American network. And thank you, Ashley, for that. The thing is, when you hear the rocket doing means you're going to survive, but means somebody else will be killed. But what you don't hear it, and you just hear the earthquake, because back in time, even rockets that were very, very, very strong. They could like really, bring down a building like biscuits. So at that time, at that moment, I was like, if there's God, like, can you show up to me? Because like, if we need you, it's in those moments. And I saw the image of Jesus showing up to me and mentioning, you will follow me. Just Jesus, and you will follow me. And I was like, maybe I'm crying, maybe it's hallucination, maybe I don't know what it is. Later on in my life, I had different moments like that one. I won't share it right now. But I just wanted to, when you mentioned the miracle is you, I think there's miracles happening every day in our life, every day, but we don't see them because we are completely spoiled in this modern world. People are spoiled, uh, and they don't see the value of every breath they are taking. Every breath is important. And when we connect to this extreme thing, believe me, all the other problems in life are peanuts.
So true. Wow. And so when you had the moment at age 8 and you were experiencing a bombing, you were tired, you were sleepy, you were disoriented, you were fear ridden about dying and other people being killed as well, and didn't understand the process. You asked God to come before you, and Jesus showed up in your vision, sharing that you will follow him.
I had that, I had that moment. Now I cannot, because the thing is, when you have any presence of any archangel or any divine power, I would say, and this is a love power, it's really calm all the nerves in your body. Like you feel really deep relaxed till the moment you could cry from happiness and joy, because it happened later on with me in France. When I was in France, at the Forêt de Brocéliande, it's a forest, it's a vortex in France. It's known for that, just like Sedona. And I had that connection again with Jesus, and he was answering all my questions, and I was crying nonstop, feeling my body floating, just just connecting to the divine in this. I would say um, in French we call it énergie christique, or like Christic energy, maybe, because some people would say those are images. Some people, would say that this is just an energy, or you call it whatever you like, but it's here, it's somewhere. Yeah, it's here, it's somewhere, it's supporting, it's helping, it's lifting, like a protective shield on us. And this is what I felt at that moment. And I slept like a baby. I slept in the middle of this. Uh, and when you start feeling this protection, I think you can go through a civil war and survive, for sure.
So you felt this profound peace in his presence, or in the
Mm.
presence of this divine power, this Christic power.
Yes. And, after that, I mean, forward to now, I did 45 countries. I connected with different teachers, and traveled a lot. And people would say like, hey, you're not afraid to go to Africa, you're not afraid to go to. And I would say, God is everywhere, this divine consciousness is everywhere, so you are protected everywhere. Wherever you go, you have this protection. So for
Yes.
me, it's, we are protected. It's not like you are protected in the kitchen but not in the living room.
Yes. Not in the kitchen, but in the living room. That's funny, right? And I think we do kind of, our egos or our emotional selves really start to share with us when we're in a hairy situation. We feel unprotected because we're having this hairy situation. And what you just described is you could have peace in the moment of war,
Mm.
and that you can experience peace in the moment of war, in the moment of being threatened to be bombed and incinerated or squashed or all of those things from a bomb hitting. Like, us Americans, I don't think that we have an idea of even what that feels like or what that sounds like, viscerally in your immediate environment, right? You can imagine it by watching a movie and hearing all in the Dolby sound and all of this stuff, but it's
Mm.
still not the same as it really coming and really destroying your environment. To have that visceral experience, and then to have this visceral experience, wholehearted experience with the divine, and feeling peace to sleep like a baby when you were so exhausted.
Yeah, the Beatles were singing All We Need Is Love. And I think all we need is peace. Peace in the Middle East, peace in every country on planet Earth, peace in US, peace, in our leaders' mind. Because, I'm not a political guy. I don't like insurance people because I don't like politicians because, they are selling something that is not existing. But I bless, all the human being on planet Earth. And I pray, for peace in every soul, because actually, when I moved to France, okay, and when I start helping other people, with the sound healing back in time where people, knew nothing about sound healing. And they were like, this guy is crazy, but it's working. We love it. What is it? Anyway, so the thing is, even if somebody is going through a divorce, they can feel it emotionally level as a civil war. A kid who would lose, his father or mother, even in a separation, the kid will go through the emotion like a civil war. So I'm not here showing off like, hey, I'm a hero, or I'm a champion and I made it, or whatever. I'm not there.
Well, I just
Um,
wanted to share with you about that. Is you're so right. I mean, in the intensive care unit where I used to work and be and take care of children, and in the middle of them almost dying or dying through that process, when they're hooked up to machinery and technology, and the parents are really, really unpeaceful, blown away, exhausted, freaked out. They know they're going to lose their child any minute. And they're picking at the child, trying to wake the child up, trying to revive the child, trying to bring the child back to life. And that picking is so anxiety ridden and so frenetic and so distorted that they don't know that they're actually creating more challenges with the child. So I ask them with a huge reverence, what if in the moment of the worst chaos in our lives, we could have peace? And I didn't realize it, but I was connecting them to peace that I didn't know was possible. And I knew it was inside of me, but I didn't know it was for others or knew that I could share that process with others. Then they started to calm and they started to become present. And I said, however this turns out, I would like you to be present in this moment so that you can be with your child and be that most loving gift that you came to bring this child into form, to cultivate this child's life, no matter what the age of the child was, and to be present in all the processes that the child and you all go through together as a family. And they settled in, they settled down. The baby or the child's vital signs actually settled into a moment, like we created a sphere of peace and a sphere of love, a sphere of presence, a sphere of calmness. And that's exactly what you described, which was so beautiful because we have that divine power. It's in Jesus and it's in all others. It's also within us. And it's so beautiful how you described in that moment of massive duress, life and death duress, you brought forward the divine power to be with you, to co-collaborate with you, to create with you a moment of peace so that you could sleep. I don't think there's anything vain or big about that. We all have big experiences and big moments. And what if even, like you were sharing, even in the littlest moments, we could have peace when chaos is around us?
Yeah, peace is stress-free, is being free from stress. And this is what I share in my retreats, and this is that we will offer together in Sedona, which is just connecting with the space of freedom, but stress-free also, like having this freedom to connect with peace. Peace is so precious now, and people are stressed out. People are bombarded by informations, technology, images, TV, radio, neighbors, education, dogmatism, religions, all those kind of separations that is not connecting the people to the divine, is not connecting people to themselves. And I know what it is because I'm a hypnotist and I've been doing this for 18 years. I've been, I would say, de-hypnotizing people from this fear hypnosis that they have in their mind.
We do. We suffer from a lot of fear hypnosis. And we're hypnotized by the fear, believing that the fear is true and that we have to acquiesce or bombard the fear or shift the fear or fix the fear. And in reality, when we acknowledge the fear and we allow that to pass through and connect to our divine essence, right, that divine power, peace has that opportunity to flood in and recognize our true nature of love.
Yes.
So beautifully shared.
Yeah, and fear is illusion. Fear is illusion of figure of authority. We fear the policeman, we fear a doctor, we fear any figure of authority, and we were programmed for centuries and centuries to obey. Now we are going through a new, I don't want to say new age period because I'm not a new age person, but a new time in our history that people, can use this discernment and can use also the common sense, just common sense. That when you remove fear from your life, you stretch your mind to see bigger and to allow yourself to receive. We have so many blockages about money, so many blockages about, like, we have to be sin, we are sin, and we have to feel guilty, and we have to not receive abundance, and we have to stay poor. For me, being poor is devilish. And I, it took me years to understand it. And keeping people, because planet Earth is so rich for everyone. So why still people are dying? And if they are not dying, we are going to kill them. Why we are doing that? There's so abundance. All we have to do is spread awareness. And this is what I've been called to do. And this is what I'm doing. And this is what you are doing. And this is this network doing. We are, in a way, in different ways, different languages, maybe someday, sharing what we have to share,
Sharing the abundance of awareness provides wisdom inside of each one of us in our own unique ways, therefore bringing forward that giftedness. And so you shared a little bit about yourself, like being a hypnotist and being in music. Would you share a little bit about how you see that that idea of unhypnotizing us from fear and bringing us closer to peace and helping us connect to that through music and through gonging and guitars and all the amazing ways that you play musical instruments to support the frequencies in our bodies?
Yes. So when I was in Beirut, Lebanon, my parents had this organ, I would say like just the beginning of a synthesizer in the living room. And we had this huge headphones. And for my head, because I was, 8 years old, and this huge headphones on my ears was enough to disconnect me from the outside craziness that is going in the street with people having those Kalashnikov and all the weapons and, killing each other. And I just put this on my ears and just played a couple of chords, which is, I was completely ignorant in music. And I was like, oh, this is nice. Oh, I love it. Oh, this is very peaceful. And if the people outside who are killing each other, they would listen to this music, maybe they're gonna relax. But when you have 8 years old, nobody would listen to you. Nobody listened. Even if you share like, oh, this is nice, this is bad, this is good, this is not good for you guys, you know, and and it like this idea, growed up, like it kept growing with years. And I was like, how can I share it with people who are not singers or musician or and I discovered the Tibetans, the instruments. I discovered the gong. I discovered different organic instruments like harmonium, accordion, you know, um, and any instrument can help anyone to relax and to go in that state of deep meditation. Any instrument. And this is what I've been sharing in my concerts, but also in the clinic and also in my retreats. And when I see a group of people, music is bringing people together, is relaxing the right brain, not the left brain, and opening up the right brain, which is, there's no brain with left and right, but whatever. This is how people understand. And like, I would say the cognitive brain is relaxing the cognitive brain and opening up the imagination. And again, imagination is reality. So for
Well, and
me,
that's
there's no
that frequency
imagination.
coherence, right? That frequency coherence is supporting our brain becoming coherent with our hearts, becoming coherent with the whole being and the whole body and the whole nervous system. And then everything coming online. When everything starts to come online, we start to recognize that we can release that fear, that anxiety, that suppressed stress
Mm,
that we may not recognize that we have. So
mm,
when we take an intentional breath, when we intentionally set forth and meditate, when we intentionally go and participate in a retreat with intention to shift how we were with stress, is this I'm so fascinated to share the wisdom that stress is the source of all illness.
mm,
It is absolutely the source of all illness. It could be physical
mm.
stress, mental, emotional, spiritual, but it's all stress that brings us to illness and ill health and unwellness. And so
So
that, You're exactly right. Is the antidote for stress is peace.
Mm, mm. And this is what I get as feedback from my clients when they do a session with me. They would say, I feel so peaceful. I was like, yes, we did it. And when you
Yes.
feel so peaceful, you don't need to grab any USB to smoke it, or any cigarette, or to put any substance in anything, just to disconnect from this reality, because it's just a smoke. It's not changing. To change the reality, we have to put more action in our life. Instead of being in this is people, a lot of people, and I'm just sharing with love, are in this energy of waiting. If you are stuck in this energy of waiting, exit, run. You need action in your life. Whatever you will do, if there's action, you will receive something from that action. I could stay and die in the civil war, like my cousin Mark died. And it was a trauma for me why he died, and I survived. But I have a good connection with him, even if he passed away, because souls and energy and frequencies, everything is here. Our education and dogmatism put that program in our mind that when somebody is dying, it's a separation. You will never see him, never connect with him. This is a BS. This is a fake news. All the multi dimensions are connected. When you think about someone, he will send you a text message and say, oh, I was thinking about you. This is telepathy. We have a lot of knowledge and gifts that we are just dimming because of the cell phone, because of the fake technology or the smart technology that is really disconnecting us from who we are. We are human beings,
Yes.
And now I want to
So
ask you,
beautiful.
Ashley,
Yes.
tell me about the miracle in you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Is like, what is the miracle in me? Wow. There's so many places to begin and start. And I would like to start with the story that I don't think I've ever shared publicly either. And it's when I decided no longer to be a victim to my asthma and allergies that I was born with. So at age 46, I woke up after whining and complaining all day about sneezing and sniffling and snotting and I don't know, using a whole box of Kleenex for the whole day and being at
Mm-hmm.
work and recruiting all my friends and my colleagues to feel sorry for me of the severe allergies that I suffered from. And I said, that's it. I think I wore the ears off of everybody in my environment all day about whining and crying about my allergies. I said, I'm done. I'm complete. I don't know how to heal these asthma and allergies, but I'm going to find a way.
Mm.
And within 3 months, I literally found a way. A friend of mine found an energetic chiropractic process that accessed the autonomic nervous system,
Mm.
and within 3 weeks healed all my asthma and allergies. And I
Beautiful.
weaned off medications, and I woke up to present time 6 months later. I didn't know I was in the future, hoping tomorrow would feel better than today. And in that process, then meditation started to come back to me naturally.
Mm.
The energy healer in me started to come through
Mm.
naturally. I didn't have to force it or push it like in
Mm.
the Western medicine models.
Mm.
And I recognized, and I had a meditation in this very room that I'm in now. And I laid down in meditation, and an eagle came to me and handed me, and I knew who the eagle was, another departed being that was very, very dear to me. And he handed me a branch and he said, put out your hands. And so I'm in meditation laying down and I put out my hands and I got handed a branch. And I said, what's this about and why are you giving me a branch? and, he,
Yeah.
and he said, he said, well, what is it? Feel it. No, is
Mm.
it? What is it? And I said, is it a eucalyptus branch? And he's like, no, that's close. And I said, that's funny. Is it an olive branch? And it was an olive branch. And I said, why are you giving me the symbol of peace?
Mm.
And he says, because that's who you are. That's who you are awakening to. That's who
Mm.
you know. So it was like a shamanic gift, if you could call it that.
Mm.
But it was the olive branch of peace. And um, ever since that time, and I woke up to an energy healer and then started to see clients and started to help children and families create that peace and connect to peace. It was on me, it was in me, it was with me, that inner wisdom, that knowing that I'm here to support people connecting to peace. And I didn't realize it that way until that meditation, that journey, that experience of what that was. And I wasn't amongst any chaos in the moment. I was awakening to the miracles that are in us, the ability to facilitate the flow, the frequency, the opportunity of experiencing peace.
Mm.
And so I sense very deeply that's how you and I have genuinely, uniquely, in-depthly connected to provide this retreat, this opportunity together to bring through the miracles of us, through me bringing it through light and a consciousness awareness, and you bringing it through sound and the opportunity of unhypnotizing ourselves from the fear basis we believe we
Yeah.
have to have in order to survive, to really cultivate this synergistic energy to bring forward peace within, which creates Zen.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you for
Mm.
sharing. You know, we all have so many instances where when we take a moment inside to meditate, to connect, to interconnect with the greater world that is all around us and all the dimensions of awareness that we can access, there are so many miracles in us, through us, with us that we are here to share as we mature. And our maturity, I really deeply want to share, isn't about growing up or growing older. I think it's about the ability, quite honestly, to release all the levels of fear and to gain naturally and organically levels and levels and levels, like you said, the journey of peace.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's the miracle I am too, is a peace bringer, right? A peace awareness steward,
Mm.
a peace connector. So are you. So are we. I'm really
And
curious if all the people that share and experience this podcast, this soulcast, are peace givers also, peace sharers, peace receivers, peace facilitators.
and you know, we are, I would say, okay, this is my vision, like a man, you know, we are all like radio station, like antennas, you know. I know it's not really sexy, this image, but
It
but
could
we
be.
are like a hologram, you know. It's a reflection, you know. What I saw as Jesus, somebody else will see it as Buddha, or so we are just reflecting this, I would say, divine flame in us, and we are all, you know, part of that big beautiful, you know, fire that is life. And when people, you know, ask me, hey, you are not sharing support to what's happening in the world, or what, I don't want to support anything that is related to war. I don't want to share anything that is related to war. I produced albums and I wrote a lot of songs for peace. And radio stations didn't really want to spread peace. They didn't really want those songs. And it was very challenging to play my music on radio stations because they were like, we need like something more, like talking about sex, talking about this, talking about like anger, or like something more into this frequency of just bringing things, I would say, kind of aggressive. When you talk about peace, not a lot of people are interested, but now people are forced to receive the Zen attitude, and because they tried the other part and they understood that this one is not really good, let's go to try that way. That's why since 2000, I would say 11 or 12, I saw a lot of my friends, a lot of people around me shifting into like, okay, from insurance. I'm losing my battery, so I'm gonna just hurry to. Okay, gonna disconnect for a second. I let you chat. I'll get back to you. Okay,
Okay, perfect.
I'm just bringing a charger.
I see. We can hear you. So it's so beautiful that you all joined us today and sharing the peace within. So we invite you to join us in Sedona, May 31st through June 3rd, 2024. And you can reach us through my website and my phone number and Gabriel's website and Gabriel's phone number. My website is called ashleyleehealing.com. And my other website for kids and children is centerforconsciouskids.com. And my phone number is American, it's +1 808 224 3171. And we invite you to visit our websites and give us a call. And Gabriel, please share your website to support everyone connecting to our Sedona Zen Retreat.
So actually, we created a specific website. So probably we'll drop it. We'll put it under the link so people can click on it and just connect with that. They can find me on Instagram, Gabriel Mind Detox, Gabriel Mind Detox, double D, or Gabe, GABB _ artist. Again, on Instagram, they want to hear like more music. So there's one more for the mind detox and the other one for the music. But again, I'm gonna renew your invitation to Sedona because I really feel that we have so much fun when we get together. So don't stay lonely in your corner. Don't stay in this loneliness energy and waiting energy, and put some action. It cost me a lot to move from Beirut, Lebanon to Paris, France. But the gift that I received and the learnings that I received from Europe, I cannot explain how it's so transformative. It cost me a lot of money, a lot of energy to move from Paris, France to California. But I learned so much, and I can go on and on and on with the 45 countries, from China to Brazil to North Africa. So traveling is very important. Traveling is another school. And connecting with people when you go on retreats, it's beautiful because you're going to connect with people that you don't know.
Absolutely.
So we met up at Soul G Festival, and I'm so grateful for that because this gathering brought people together.
Yes.
So any opportunity that you have that you can go and connect with, if you feel the connection, for sure. There's no forcing at all. But if you feel the connection and you feel that, okay, this person gonna offer me something I don't have, or maybe I'm gonna connect with 20 new friends, why not? I know that you and me prepared a beautiful program, beautiful schedule, which will be surprise for the people who will reach out to us.
Yes.
And we will have music, we will have deep work. Ashley is so wise and in her way of teaching that I really love. You're going to explore deep trance, deep meditation with non-invasive substance, all natural through music and breath. And we're going to go hiking by the river, and we will have sunset concert with my Spanish guitar. So if you love those things, you will have fun with us.
You will have fun with us, and we are excited for you to join us. Thank you, Gabriel, for joining us today, and I am so grateful to share how the miracles are us in this episode of bringing peace to the world. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ashley. Bye-bye.